Have you ever wondered what your dreams are trying to tell you? Maybe you've dreamed of being chased by a tiger or flying through the clouds? Dreams can feel so vivid and emotionally charged that they leave us questioning their purpose and meaning. Are they just random firings of neurons in our brain? Or do they hold a deeper significance that can unlock the mysteries of our minds? In this video, we'll delve into the fascinating world of dreams and explore what neuroscience has to say about their role in our lives. Join us as we uncover the hidden messages that dreams may be sending us and the secrets they hold about the inner workings of our brain. Welcome back to the channel. Before we begin, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this one. Now let's dive into the topic at hand. The human brain is an incredibly complex organ, and even after years of study, there is still much that we don't understand about it. One of the most perplexing aspects of the brain is the way it creates dreams. We all dream every night, but no two dreams are alike. Some dreams are beautiful and uplifting, while others are dark and terrifying. Dreams can take us to exotic locations, introduce us to strange characters, and put us in situations we've never experienced before. And yet, despite the fact that dreams are so universal and deeply personal, we know very little about how they come to be. In order to better understand the science behind dreams, scientists have conducted numerous studies to try and measure the brain's activity while people are sleeping. They've found that the brain's activity during sleep resembles wakefulness more than we thought possible. In fact, certain areas of the brain become more active during REM sleep, the stage when most dreams occur, than they do when we're awake. This suggests that dreaming is not just a byproduct of the brain's attempt to make sense of random neural activity, but rather a highly active and intentional process. So what exactly is happening in our brains when we dream? Well, it all starts with the amygdala. This almond-shaped structure in the brain is responsible for processing emotions, particularly fear and aggression. When the amygdala becomes active, it sends signals to other parts of the brain, including the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for rational thought and decision-making. This communication between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex is what allows us to experience emotions in our dreams. In other words, the amygdala is the part of the brain that decides how we feel in our dreams, while the prefrontal cortex helps us make sense of those feelings. But what about the content of our dreams? What determines whether we're flying through the clouds or being chased by a tiger? Well, that's due to the activity in the rest of the cortex. When certain areas of the cortex become active, we may find ourselves in a completely different environment. For example, the visual cortex processes visual information. So, when it becomes active, we may see images in our dreams. The auditory cortex processes sound, so when it becomes active, we may hear sounds. And the motor cortex controls our movement. So when it becomes active, we may find ourselves taking action in our dreams. But why does our brain do this? Why do we dream? Scientists don't have all the answers, but they have some theories. One theory is that dreams serve as a way for the brain to process and store memories. Another theory is that dreams allow the brain to practice responding to potential threats. And yet another theory is that dreams are simply a way for the brain to make sense of random neural activity. Despite these theories, there is still much that we don't understand about dreams. And that's where you come in. By studying your dreams, you can help scientists learn more about the inner workings of the human brain. It's easy to do. Simply keep a dream journal and record your dreams as soon as you wake up. Be sure to include as much detail as possible, such as the emotions you felt, the characters you interacted with, and the setting of the dream. You can also use a dream app to record your dreams and track your brain activity while you sleep. With your help, scientists may one day be able to unlock the secrets of dreams and gain a deeper understanding of the human brain. Who knows? You may even discover that your dreams have a deeper meaning that you never realized before. It's also worth noting that dreams can vary widely from person to person. Some people dream in black and white, while others dream in color. Some people remember their dreams in great detail, while others can only recall fragments. And some people don't dream at all. These variations in dreaming ability and experience are likely due to differences in brain structure and function. For example, research has shown that people who are blind from birth do not dream visually. Instead, they dream in other sensory modalities, such as sound or touch. This suggests that the brain is highly flexible and can adapt to our experiences and environment. Even the content of our dreams can change over time. For example, young children often dream about being chased, while older children and adults are more likely to dream about falling. These changes in dream content may reflect our changing fears and concerns at different stages of life. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of dreams is their ability to transport us to different worlds and allow us to experience things we never will in real life. We can fly, we can swim with dolphins, we can talk to animals, and we can visit places that are thousands of miles away. In fact, research has shown that we can even dream about things we've never seen before. For example, in one study, participants were shown a new type of object and then asked to imagine what it would look like in a dream. Later, they were asked to draw their dream version of the object and compare it to the original. The results showed that the dream version of the object was often more fantastical and less realistic than the original. This suggests that dreams allow us to escape the constraints of reality and create our own world. Of course, not all dreams are pleasant. Sometimes our dreams can be scary, disturbing, and even traumatic. Nightmares can cause us to wake up in the middle of the night in a state of panic, and they can leave us feeling anxious and on edge. But even nightmares can teach us important lessons if we're willing to pay attention. For example, nightmares often reflect our deepest fears and anxieties, and they can give us insight into our unconscious mind. By understanding the underlying causes of our nightmares, we can develop strategies for coping with them and turning them into positive experiences. In conclusion, dreams are an essential part of the human experience, and they offer us a unique window into the inner workings of our brain. By studying dreams, we can learn more about ourselves, our emotions, and our place in the universe. So the next time you find yourself lost in a world of fantasy and imagination, take a moment to appreciate the incredible power of your own mind. You never know what secrets your dreams may hold. Now, it's time to ask you a question. Have you ever had a dream that felt particularly vivid or meaningful? Or maybe you've had a nightmare that still haunts you to this day. Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. We would love to hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. What if I told you that every night your brain takes you on an incredible journey? A journey through fantastical landscapes, strange encounters, and unexpected twists and turns. And what if I told you that this journey is not just for entertainment, but is actually a vital part of keeping your mind sharp and your emotions in check? Welcome to the amazing world of dreams. In this video, we are going to do more than just scratch the surface of this mysterious nightly phenomenon. We will dive deep into the latest scientific discoveries and explore the hidden depths of our own minds. So, get ready to embark on a journey of discovery like no other. Who knows what secrets of the subconscious you might uncover along the way? Now let's begin. We will start with the basics. What exactly is the dream state? To understand this, we need to look at what happens in our brains when we are awake. When we are awake, our brains are constantly bombarded with information from our senses. This information is processed by different parts of our brain, which work together to create our experience of the world. But when we sleep, things change. As we drift off to sleep, our brain activity slows down. And as we enter the dream state, our brain begins to generate its own imagery and scenarios. These images and scenarios are not based on any external stimuli, but are generated internally by our own brains. This is why dreams can be so bizarre and fantastical. They are the product of our own imaginations running wild with no constraints or limitations. But it's not just our imaginations that are active during dreams. In fact, almost every part of our brain is active, just in different ways than when we are awake. For example, the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for rational thought and decision-making, becomes less active. Meanwhile, the amygdala, which is involved in processing emotions, becomes more active. This is why dreams can be so emotionally charged. They bypass our rational minds and go straight to our emotions. Another part of the brain that becomes active during dreams is the hippocampus. This is the part of the brain responsible for forming new memories. This is why dreams can feel so vivid and lifelike. They are encoded in our brains as real experiences. So what exactly happens in our brain when we are dreaming? Let's take a closer look. The first stage of sleep is called NREM1. This is a stage where we transition from wakefulness to sleep. Our brain activity begins to slow down and we may experience some visual hallucinations. This is also the stage where our muscles become relaxed and our heart rate and breathing begin to slow down. As we move into the next stage of sleep, NREM2, our brain activity becomes even slower. We spend about 50% of our total sleep time in this stage. This is when our body temperature drops and our eye movements stop. We may also experience sleep spindles and K complexes, which are bursts of brain activity that help to synchronize our brain waves and block out external stimuli. As we move into the third stage of sleep, NREM3, our brain activity becomes very slow and we are now in the deepest stage of sleep. This is when our muscles are completely relaxed, and it is very difficult to wake us up. Our brain waves are now very slow, and we are in a state of deep restoration. After NREM3 comes REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement. This is the stage where most dreaming occurs. Our brain activity becomes fast and begins to resemble the brain activity of our eyes begin to move rapidly, and our heart rate and breathing become faster. This is also when our muscles become paralyzed, except for our eye muscles and diaphragm. This paralysis is known as atonia, and it prevents us from acting out our dreams. REM sleep is also associated with vivid dreaming, and it is thought that this is when our brains process and store our emotions and memories. Now that we have a basic understanding of the dream state, let's move on to the second part of the video. What do dreams tell us about our mind? Dreams can reveal a lot about our minds, both consciously and unconsciously. For example, they can show us what is on our minds when we are awake. Have you ever noticed that you dream about something you were thinking about during the day? This is because our dreams are often a reflection of our thoughts and concerns. They can also show us what we are avoiding. Sometimes our dreams try to force us to confront our fears and unresolved issues. By doing so, they help us to process these emotions and move forward. Additionally, dreams can reveal our deepest desires and aspirations. They allow us to explore our wishes and fantasies in a safe and private space. By understanding our dreams, we can gain insight into our own minds and better understand ourselves. Now let's move on to the third part of the video. How does our brain create dreams? Our brain creates dreams through a complex process that involves many different areas and neurotransmitters. One theory to explain how dreams are created is the activation synthesis theory. This theory suggests that dreams are created by the brain in an attempt to make sense of the random neural activity that occurs during REM sleep. The brain uses this activity to create a narrative, which we experience as a dream. Another theory is the threat simulation theory. This theory suggests that dreams serve an evolutionary function by allowing us to simulate potential threats in a safe environment. By simulating these threats, our brain is able to prepare us for similar situations that we may encounter while awake. Regardless of how dreams are created, they are clearly a complex and fascinating phenomenon. By studying dreams, we can learn more about how our brain works and gain a better understanding of ourselves. Let's move on to the fourth part of the video. What is uncharted territory in dreams? There is still much that we don't know about dreams. In fact, there are many aspects of dreaming that remain a complete mystery. For example, we don't know exactly why we dream. While there are many theories, we don't have a definitive answer. We also don't know why dreams are so vivid and realistic. Some researchers believe that this is because dreams allow us to escape from reality and explore our imagination. Others believe that this is because dreams allow us to process our emotions and memories. Additionally, we don't know why dreams can be so strange and bizarre. Some researchers believe that this is because dreams are generated by the brain in an attempt to make sense of random neural activity. Others believe that this is because dreams allow us to explore our unconscious mind. Despite the many mysteries that surround dreams, researchers are making progress in understanding them. By studying dreams, we can gain a better understanding of how our brain works and learn more about ourselves. In conclusion, dreams are an amazing and mysterious phenomenon. They allow us to explore our minds and gain insight into our thoughts, feelings, and desires. Dreams are created by our brain through a complex process that involves many different areas and neurotransmitters. While we still have much to learn about dreams, we can be sure that they are an important part of the human experience. By studying dreams, we can gain a better understanding of how our brain works and learn more about ourselves. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Do you have any theories about dreams? Share them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about the human brain, be sure to check out the link in the description. Thanks for watching.